How's it going, dudes and dudettes? I'm the BlaZeriZer and I'd love to welcome you all to the very first episode of Immerse. What's that? In simple form, it's a review. In less simple form, this is going to be a series where we plunge ourselves, have a deep dive into a game and discover what it has below its surface. Once I resurface, my job is to tell people if these waters are worth exploring or if they should have second thoughts. So let's redo this. How's it going, dudes and dudettes? I'm the BlaZeriZer and let us immerse into Ghost of Tsushima. You are thrown in a historical event around 1274 when the Mongol Empire invaded the island of Tsushima. You are a samurai that goes by the name of Jin Sakai, full of honor, but you soon learn you might have to break your code of honor to have a fighting chance against the current threat. His homeland has a knife to its neck and he goes to extreme lengths to save it. Sharpen your blades, samurais, cause you are in for a long journey. This game doesn't have the best graphics or details like seeing your reflection in the water, but this has to be one of the most breathtaking games when it comes to its art style. It has a great blend of colors and structure within the landscapes and biomes. If you have the moment, just give yourself the time to admire how much work they put into this beautiful world. At times I find myself playing around the photo mode, trying to make jaw-dropping wallpapers. Particles blow past you, leaves circling around your feet. This game knows how to create a calming aesthetic. A great feature will also have to be the way you can control the wind. The game having no sort of a mini-map to guide you, it provides a unique element to do so, which is the wind. You can set waypoints and right after that, watch the wind guide you. If you're not getting enough of it, gently slide the touchpad on your controller to get a strong gust of wind. This is unique because you have some sort of control with the environment. And where the wind goes, the vegetation and particles will also go in the same direction. Kinda makes you feel like an airbender. And also love how much of a big role it plays, as in old samurai films, this element gives scenes life, making them gentle yet serious. Other navigation tools in the game are foxes, birds, and clear smoke in the sky. This game provides you with many ways to manage a fight, from fighting bosses to fighting large groups of enemies. It has light attacks, heavy attacks, stab attacks, block, dodge, and parry. All these aid you in a fight, but if you're struggling, you might have to change your stance. Yes, you can change your stance in this game. Each stance deals with each weapon that the enemies will have. For a game where you are a samurai, it will have to be backed up with great swordplay. Don't know how to say this, but the game's swordplay isn't great. It's actually amazing. The controls are responsive. Watching blades collide is magnificent, and it's not frustrating. I'm looking at you, Sakura and Neo. Now, I'm not saying those games are bad. I've put over hundreds and hundreds of hours to both of these games separately, and I've enjoyed every moment of them. But in Ghost of Tsushima, you don't get punished as much, and also you never get one-shotted. It's very rare to get one-shotted. But of course, if the game isn't so challenging for you, you can always buff up the difficulty. As you progress, you aren't buffing up your attacks. No, it's not that type of leveling up system. Instead, you gain new skills and techniques that will help you against tougher opponents. And don't worry, there's still the option to have charms, upgrade your armor and your sword. But as enemies get harder, the game keeps a fair ground. Even when deciding to bump up your difficulty, your blade and skills are still effective. Next we have the good old classic standoff. Yes, but this time with swords. With some enemies you approach, you will trigger a standoff. You will find yourself having a stare down with an enemy, patiently waiting. When the time is right, you strike. This little fun interaction tests your patience and timing. Like a samurai, as these warriors weren't known for swinging their swords all silly. I suggest you don't lose, cause once hit, there's a chance you may get one-shotted right after. What I'm saying, enemies do about 99% damage during a standoff. For such a dangerous interaction, you can also expect great rewards. Sometimes you can chain enemies during a standoff, making those rewards tempting for. And while you don't really have to worry about fighting a large group right after the standoff. As for the stealth in the game, it's pretty basic, to the point that you rather just even go loud. There isn't really any feature that makes it unique and stand out from other games that have stealth. And how the AI acts while you have stealth kind of breaks them. Sometimes they get confused or easily even just give up. In general, the AI in this game, they are just a bit too buggy. Outside the story mode, you can decide to perform some side quests. Most of them are not memorable, they could have been written a bit well, but a lot of them do have their moments. There are some quests where you have to attack an area or defend an area. Some of them are told with music. Then we have my favorite type of side quests, which are the ones that are progressing throughout the story. That has you meeting someone multiple times throughout the game. There are also these little mini games where you go out to cut some bamboo. There's also a mode called the Kurosawa mode where you be playing in black and white and with the sound a bit dense, just like an old samurai film. When it comes to replay value, there are two things that are just disappointing. You can't skip cutscenes and also there's no new game plus. And a common problem with open world games that are based in old times, like Ghost of Tsushima and Red Dead Redemption 2, you are put in a big world but there isn't really a lot to do. You can have hours of fun but you will get to a point that you will get bored. Now I had my own personal issues, like during a fight when I turn my camera so quickly, my camera can sometimes get stuck behind a wall or a bush. And also when I'm fighting the dogs are like around my waist height. When I swing my sword, it's swinging as if I'm fighting somebody who's the same height as me. Now the game has a lot of good points and has a few bad points, and I'm not really that type of reviewer that gives the games like a specific number, 7 out of 10 or 9 out of 10 and all that. I'm just here to better your decision in buying the game. It's completely your choice if you want to buy the game immediately, or you want to wait a bit for the prices to drop, or maybe not even get the game at all. But personally, I'll say that get the game as soon as you can. It's really fun, it's really worth it. Anyways, that's enough from me. Do you agree with some of the points I gave out? Let me know by dropping a like and leave a comment to tell me that you do enjoy the game or the game is pretty bad. That's enough from me. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Let's crank out and move out.